And we're back for part two, so let's continue the conversation. We were talking about Sam Shaw, big fella, weren't we?
We were, mate, and I think you were agreeing with me for a change.
Yep, I was actually. I think Sam Shaw would be perfect if he could stay fit. I do agree. I think he's fantastic in a defensive role in terms of his ability to spoil and play that third tall down back. Probably a more effective version of Chaney when in form, but Chaney at this stage is far more reliable. It'd be great to see Sam Shaw get back on track, but history shows.
No. Most guys who've had the problems he's had never really come on to have great careers.
Well, I reckon his surgery that he went over before was a success, and he hasn't pulled a string for, two-thirds of a season now? So, who knows?
Big talk Sam Shaw taking that third role, and I certainly don't disagree with you if he can get some fitness up, but then what you'd think that Jake Lever was marked for that. Would you think that he's a potential to perhaps go a bit further up the field in that case?
I think he'll fill out, mate, and he'll Cardigan's role eventually. If someone else takes that third tour role.
So he pushes Hardigan out, you think?
I think so. I mean, we're talking 2 or 3 years down the track right now.
Sure, yep.
I think they've got him marked as centre half back or full back longer term. I could be wrong, but I think he feels out. He's certainly got all the talent to play those roles well.
Daniels, can I just ask you a quick question? You said before that the game on Sunday looks to be is going to be pushed. Does anybody have any kind of idea of what times they're talking about?
I don't have any information like that, no.
Because it's going to be a disaster, really, if they've got to play, at any time after about 1 o'clock. It's going to be horrendous degree show.
How many people can actually fit down Army anyway?
About $5,000.
They say 10.
No, they've still
got. Geez, I'm bloody pissed. You reckon 5,000 tickets are still available? And I just don't know. I mean, in terms of walk-up, who the hell are you going down there at 40 degrees?
Not me.
Look, I'm certainly intending to try and keep my eye on it. It's going to do Sunday afternoon, but it's going to be entirely dependent on the weather and
Being in Canberra, I'm going to turn Foxtel on and turn the air conditioner on, and I'm going to thoroughly enjoy watching whenever it is.
I hate you, because I'll be there.
Well, it's February, so it'd still be, what would it be, under 12 at the moment?
Oh, not much more than that. Still requires the air conditioner.
Do we get it on free to air?
No.
It's on Foxtel, isn't it?
It's on Foxtel.
Every NAB Cup game's on Foxtel. I don't think any are on free to wear, sorry, mate.
Thanks, mate.
I think the venue also is an important little talking point here. I mean, Unley's a postage stamp, and God, I love Unley because I barrack for Sturt, but you wonder exactly how much value we're going to get out of playing on such a confined space. I would have much rather seen it at a bigger ground.
So Seedsman, Smith, Wigg can all get goals, or Walker from the centre circle?
Yeah.
I think there's 3 things to consider, Phoenix, and I absolutely agree with you. I think there's just to consider about Sunday which worry me is 1, the fact that it's on the postage stamp, 2, that it's going to be 40 degrees, and 3, we're going to be playing an opponent who was in a grand final and who surely won't be in much shape to put up any kind of fight on Sunday in terms of, some opposition.
I actually think the internal trial will probably turn out to be more intense than the game on Sunday. I think this Sunday's game is a nothing game.
Yeah, I agree.
I think in terms of it's going to be 40 degrees rather than the postage stamp than Subiaco.
True.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to run any. They're not going to be able to run any systems or patterns or anything. There's just not the space to do it.
Oh well, good news is what he's.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And West Coast apparently have said that they're probably going to send over mostly their kids.
And that doesn't surprise me. I mean, they played in a grand for heaven's sake. And so, in terms of getting opposition, it's probably the worst team that we could have drawn. Or the second worst after Hawthorn.
Yeah, but like Big Fella says, it's good to see him back out in the park. And it's kind of crept up a bit this year, for me anyway. But I don't think we're going to be analysing much next week.
I certainly feel on it that I'm not sure it's been posted on the board, or maybe it has, that there's been a much lower level of interaction from a coaching and team perspective than there was when Walshy came in. I'm not sure if that's just Pikey's understated style or a deliberate attempt by the club to split a transition given the circumstances.
Bit of an answer for that one.
You've killed us there, Dennis.
Me?
No,
I think you're talking about Big Fella.
Big Fella.
That was a new topic of conversation.
Sorry, mate.
And it died.
There's no room for in-depth analysis here, big fella. Jesus.
I felt
we
like
don't do that.
walking into a boardroom full of crows fans.
I think one
It's a good first muffin.
Correct.
of the other things that happened at this time last year was the captaincy choice. There hasn't been anything like that ever around. Because a lot took it out. There was a lot of talk about who was going to be captain, and all three of them had interviews at different stages. Tex is obviously captain now, and I wonder whether they've put a bit of a media slowdown on some of the players. Just focus on doing what you do best.
Had a lot of the younger ones or that mid-range ones that are pushing through.
Or newer.
We've heard quite a bit from the newer ones as well. Smith is, I know, spoken a couple of times. I'm trying to think who else is, So it's actually a lot of the, in a way, the lesser lights.
And a lot of them have been pre-recorded stuff that they've provided to us.
Yeah, that's
For club as well.
What do people think is going to happen with leadership group? Pikey came out, was it yesterday, I think, and just confirmed that Tex was going to be captain again. Who do we think might slide into the leadership group or possibly fall out of it?
Well, according to Bix, on $5, Landy's coming in.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
heard that opinion, and I certainly don't think that too many of us would have an issue with that. He's a gun.
We quite like the Garden Gnome.
So does that mean someone's dropped out, or have we just added another?
Danger.
He
course.
should not be
Yeah,
named.
him.
I'd tweeted about him already.
No, who? Him? Oh, okay, well.
Do we think any other names in the leadership group are likely?
So who was in last year, apart from the other bloke?
Tails, Sloan, Walker.
Tomo? Is Tomo in or not? He might actually be back.
Yeah, Tomo.
He came back in last year, or he
Nick dropped out last year, didn't he?
possibly?
Seen it before? Or it could have been Scotty Thompson. I can't remember now.
I thought Tom came back in last year. I thought maybe VB. Did VB drop out?
Oh, yeah. He was still in the group, though, I think.
Yeah, he is. So January 15, 6-man leadership group, V, Dangerfield, Sloan, Tarlip, Thompson, and Walker.
So do we think VB and someone else can?
No, not the
I'd
one
be
that's held.
very surprised
Months
if DB
later.
dropped out. Very surprised if DB dropped out of the leadership group.
I'm calling out VB out. I'm
He's
serious.
going
I
hard.
reckon he's out. Do you see him playing 22 games this year?
Doesn't mean that he won't be in the group.
Yeah, form's never been an issue for BB, unfortunately. It's never.
No, I acknowledge all that. I'm just thinking there'll be a change.
I
So-
hope it would be. I'd love it, but I just can't see it.
So you're saying they'll drop to 5? What do you
no,
think
I
someone
haven't who might pop in, but I wouldn't surprise me if I see VB come out.
So maybe Stead and Sauce in for Danger and Van Burley?
I'd have Source before VB.
Is Richie Douglas maybe another?
Definitely.
Absolutely, Phoenix.
Pikey on SEN again seemed to be taking a very if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Pete, shut up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it approach this year. And I wonder whether that extends to off-field stuff and leadership group stuff. I don't reckon there's going to be too many changes, maybe a couple of tweaks. So, one for one, maybe.
Phoenix, what are you basing your if it ain't broke, don't fix it view? I don't think we've seen enough to make that call at this point, have we?
No, I'm
That's
saying
basically what he's been saying in his talks to the media.
Yeah,
In all the
That's how many
in all the interviews that I've heard and just monitoring and a lot of the things that I think the feel that I'm getting for the leadership group is Rory Atkins. I'm not sure what anybody else thinks about that.
Telling me dreaming.
Does anybody?
I was making a big call, Pete. I thought I was making a big call.
Does anybody want to run with that one?
See, Pikey today, just trying to restore some sanity back to the conversation. Pikey today, I think his words were basically he felt very fortunate, it's a unique situation for him to be taking over a team that made finals and won a final last year, and that meant that we were doing a lot of things right. And I think that and that's where that comment from mine of if it ain't broke, don't fix it comes from, big fella. I think Pikey's view is that there'll be some tweak, there'll be some adjustments to cater for his own personal views, but by and large we were doing a lot of things right, and it was more a case of playing forward with what we had. We got about 5 minutes left, guys. So, Pete, do we want to talk about a bit of goths, or just crap on and listen to you smash around the place for 5 minutes?
Anybody? I guess if there's anything, I thought the main topics we really wanted to cover tonight was the meeting, the term trial, also the challenge coming up. They seem to be the three most important topics that are involved in the.
What about a season prediction, Pete?
A season prediction? Well, my humongous prediction, of course, was Jonathan Beach being upgraded, playing a minimum of 6 games and taking a nomination for AFL Mark of the Year. That was my prediction. Does anyone else pop that one?
I was more wondering how we were feeling like to finish up into this year.
I only say that in all seasons we're a very, very good side. I think we were a good side last year. We went away. We won a final against an informed team. We got in the semi-final against a team that won the premiership and that no other side got near. I think that we're a good side. And I've posted on the board that we are coming to really nice games range insofar as we have got many players who have yet to play 100 games. And I talk of Daniel Talia, Brodie Smith, even Tex himself has only played over 100 games. We have particularly, in terms of games played, we have quite a young side. We've only got a couple of players that have played over 300. Then we go down to McKay, who's played 140. So, we've got a team that has played a couple of years together, and this is another year that they'll get together. They'll start pushing on, into a really, really good games played bracket. So I'm quite bullish for the team. I think I'm confident we'll play finals. We've made some good additions, risk reward pickups, and I know that I've been banging on the board about the recruits, and I've probably negative attention to myself. I didn't really want, but I actually believe they're good risk reward pickups, and I honestly hope they all go well. And if they do, we'll be a stronger side. But I think we're in pretty good shape. I really do.
I think we're likely to play finals. I've heard some mentions, I think it might have been Bix and Rory on the radio tonight, silly me, talking top 4. I think we'll be top 8. I don't think we'll be top 4. I think we're going to find it harder with the draw this year and readjusting to another coach and another style. But we have the good makings of a contending team, the top ups have got as well. So I'm pretty confident that we'll play finals, but not much of that.
For me, it's that change. If we can cut it probably 50-50 in a win-loss, I think we're definitely going to play finals. That's going to be our test is at the start of the year.
Dennis?
I think it's been interesting reading all of the AFL website articles, and down the bottom of them all they have where do you think this team's going to finish? Are they going to rise? Are they going to tread water? Are they fall? And 12, 13 of clubs all say general feelings that they're going to rise, but the Crows, they all say, are going to fall. And it's basically on the back of Dangerfield leave that they don't think that we can cover for his loss. I think it's a bit ridiculous. I think a lot of people have no idea about Crows, and I think that's an excellent thing because we come up on sides who expect that we're going to be easy beats, and we're not. I think we'll be lucky we finish the same as we did in 2015, as in 6th. We're definitely going to make the bottom quarter of the 8. So I'm predicting 7 or 8.
Yep, I'll probably go along with that. And also what he said, I think the draw's going to be very tough, particularly early on. And I think basically with the Phil situation and the transition to the new coach, I think it basically pushes our window out a year. So if we can tread water this year, bottom half of the 8, I think would be a reasonable result. More games into those blokes that Peter was mentioning, a more mature list, and I think that'll see us right. For 2017 and beyond. But treading water would be enough for me this year, I think, with some improvement in the young lads.
Yeah, see, I think treading water is wrong. I mean, they're on the same level. If we stay like you just said, Phoenix, we're going to finish around the same spot. I don't think of that as a loss, whereas in any other year, you might consider that beat up.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah, probably wrong terminology. What I mean to say is I think that we'll end up a similar position to last year, but when you consider we've got a harder draw and a new coach again, I don't think we're going to see a pike spike. It'll be interesting to see if
no pike spike.
No pike spike. But, it'll be interesting to watch the changes, if any, in the game plan. The game itself is evolving again this year because of the reduction in rotations. So if we end up 6 to 8, I think that's a fairly satisfactory year.
Agree.
All right.
Wrap
Are we just
it up,
about?
Pete.
All right, mate. Okay, we're going to wrap for the listeners out there. Thank you very much for listening this evening to us rubbishing on about all of the things that we love to talk about. We're really happy you could have joined us. We're really thankful to Fix, as always, puts in a whole lot of technical stuff to get this up and running. So that's grateful to him. Very much Nikki, Victor, and Denoz for all joining in at the Crowcast that was tonight. And sure you listen towards as the season goes on, because we're going to have plenty of guests and plenty of stuff on the cast. So thank you very much, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.
See ya.
Should we pass this all there?
I'm here.
Yes.
I think we're on as well.
We're done now.